Hi folks. In the last session we have seen how to create a deadlock and how to detect it. In this session we'll see how to prevent the deadlock prevention. So let me summarize. In the last session you have a video also, so I'll just quickly in a minute I'll summarize. This is the picture. I have a thread 1 and it is trying to acquire the lock 1 and lock 2, whereas thread 2 in a reverse direction, it is trying to acquire the lock 2 and lock 1. So thread 1 is getting the lock 1, and when it is trying to get the lock 2, thread 2 already acquired the lock 2 and it is trying to get the lock 1. So this scenario we call that as a deadlock. So this is the code yesterday we have seen. So in the other session we have seen. So this is the thread 1, thread 2. So thread 1, if you see, first we are locking the lock 1 and then we are sleeping for some time and then trying to get the lock of lock 2. So similarly in the reverse order in the thread 2, first we have locked the lock 2 and then slept for some time and then we are trying to get the lock 1. So this scenario, it caused the deadlock. So it will pause running the threads. Threads cannot progress anymore. So if you see here, it is hanging. So no thread is progressing. So this is the deadlock we have seen. Now in this video, we'll see how to prevent it. There are two mechanisms we are going to see. One is reordering the locks, reordering the locks. So here, if you see, if thread 1 is getting the lock 1 and immediately if it is going to lock 2, whereas here we are doing a reverse direction. So instead of that, if you do in the same order, see this is my runnable one. Here I am trying to get the lock 1 and lock 2. So the same way we'll do the same here also. So first I'll try to get the lock 1. Okay, lock 1, and here also lock 1 and sleep for some time, and then I'll try to get the lock 2, lock 2, lock 2 acquired. So unlocking doesn't matter. So this is what we'll do. So now let us run this. So we should not get the deadlock. See here, thread 1 acquired lock 1, thread 2 acquiring lock 1. So thread 1 acquired this, right? So it's trying. So here, if you see here, it is not hanged. So this has not created the deadlock. Okay, thread 1 and thread 2 are trying to acquire lock 1. Thread 1 has got lock 1 and thread 1 is trying to get the lock 2. Thread 1 got lock 2. So it is released both the locks, and then thread 2 got the lock 1, thread 2 got the lock 2. It is also releasing both the locks. So this way we can prevent the locks. So we'll reorder the locks. Using the reordering the locks, we can prevent the deadlocks. So let me revert back all this code. So it just reordering. Okay, so now we'll go to the other method, which is timeout locks. So at the time of getting the locks itself, we will timeout. We'll go through this approach. So same way I have created two more classes, runnable timeout 1 and timeout 2. I'm passing the lock 1 and lock 2. Okay. So here I'm getting the thread name. So I am doing a while loop true. Okay, here. So it will be keep on doing it, this while loop. So it will multiple times it will try to acquire the locks. So this is just for our testing purpose. Okay, here I am just printing the failed counts. So what I will do if we try to get both the locks for a thread. So I have written a method called lock both the locks. If it is not able to lock both the locks, then we'll release the lock whichever is locked also. So here I am sleeping first time, sometime if I am not able to lock both. So this method, what it does is it will try to lock both the locks for the thread. Otherwise, it will release the lock, whatever the lock has been acquired. So once if it is fail, like so both the locks has been locked, then I'm just printing succeeded in acquiring and releasing the locks. So let us see what I have written here. So this is the system print line. So acquiring the lock one. So instead of using lock method, I tried using try lock method. So within a second, if I am not able to get the lock, so then if it is able to get the lock, it will return false. If it is not able to get the lock, then it will return, sorry, if it is able to get the lock, it will return true. If not, it will return false. So I am putting negation, like if it is false, then I am returning false here, which means here it will try one more time after sleeping for a 100 milliseconds. Okay. Here I have mentioned some random number, sleep 100 into some random number. So here first I am trying to get the lock. So if it is success, fine. Otherwise I'll return false here. It'll try after some time. First it got the lock 1. Now I'll try to get the lock 2. So here also I'm checking if lock 2 got success. If not, after 1000 milliseconds, it'll give it'll give a timeout. So if it is not able to get the lock, then it'll give false here. Then see, in this condition, both this one is lock 1 is locked already. So when I am trying to lock the lock 2, I got the failure. Then what I will do, I will release the lock 1 also. By that the other thread can take both the locks. So here I am releasing the lock 1 which I acquired in the previous step and then returning false. After some time it will try again. So here I am printing it is locked, lock 2 is locked. The same way I will do it in runnable other thread also. So this section will be same. So I am printing trying multiple times. So here we'll check lock 2. So again both the locks here. First I am trying to get the lock 2. So if it is success, fine. Otherwise I'll return false here. It will retry again. If it is success, then I'll try to get the lock 2. If not, I'll release the lock 2. I'll try to get the lock 1 here. If not, I'll release the lock 2. Okay, by that the other thread will be able to get both the locks, lock 1 and lock 2. So let us run this and check. See here, we'll see here, see, I'll stop it here. See, it is keep on trying, okay? I'll stop this and then analyze. So thread 1 is trying lock 1, thread 2 is trying lock 2, thread 1 locked lock 1, thread 1 is trying to get the lock 2. Okay, it did not succeed. Again it will go on. So if you see here uh, thread 2 succeeded in acquiring both the locks after one failure attempts. Okay, so this is how it is happening. Okay, if you see here, thread 2 again succeeded. Okay, thread 2 succeeded. So we cannot guarantee now which thread will get both the logs. Okay, thread 1 succeeded after 7 attempts. Okay, this is how it is happening. So I have put this code in GitHub. You can get you can download the code from GitHub and analyze more. Please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye for now.